The buck moths are just booming in population for some reason right now at this scrub. I have never seen this species before, and getting this as my lifer with hundreds of them flying around is the weirdest thing. This species is unmistakable with that overall black with white and red patterning on it. There are so many of these buck moths flying around that many of them are getting caught in spider webs. Like this golden silkworm weaver is about to have a big meal. More interesting to me though is how this green lynx spider, an ambush species that doesn't use big webs to catch its prey, managed to catch one of these buck moths. Ironically, this individual isn't green, but could still be safely identified as a green lynx spider because of those distinctive long bristles on the legs and the overall long body shape. The green lynx spider is not a species I see too often, so it's incredible to see one doing this behavior like this out in the field. While I have seen the caterpillar of this species before, this was my first time ever seeing an adult streaked sphinx moth. The pattern on this species, at least compared to other South Florida species of sphinx moths, is absolutely unmistakable. And something interesting is that on the underside, there's bright orange coloration that isn't on the top. While streaked sphinx moths are a native species to South Florida, their caterpillars have used the invasive Brazilian pepper as their host plant. By far the most abundant insects in this scrub, though, were the bird grasshoppers, or members of the genus Schistocerca. Now these are called bird grasshoppers because of their large size and flight style that is very similar to birds. When they take off, their very opaque wings flap up and down in a relatively slow flight style for an insect. This specific species right here is Schistocerca damnifica, or the mischievous bird grasshopper. This is not my first time featuring this species on the channel. However, this was not only my first time seeing a male, but also both my first time ever seeing more than one of these were basically everywhere, and also my first time seeing one of these in Palm Beach County. Despite this being a relatively large grasshopper, mischievous bird grasshoppers are some of the smallest species of bird grasshopper in North America. They can be easily identified by their overall plain coloration, usually grayish, but sometimes also brown or red. This right here, though, was by far the most abundant species of Schistocerca that I found at this location, the American bird grasshopper, Schistocerca americana. There were hundreds of these flying around. But among the Schistocerca americana were some slightly off-looking ones. I believe that these are Schistocerca cerealis cubense, which is a species I have featured on the channel before. They are known from the Florida Keys and extreme southeast Florida. However, if I'm right about this ID, this could be the first known record of this subspecies from Palm Beach County. As far as I know, safe ID of adults through external anatomy is not 100% safe yet, and I'm planning on doing research in the future, try and hopefully find some effective ways to differentiate these extremely similar species. As of right now though, there are some reasons why I do believe that this specimen is Schistocerca cerealis cubense. First of all, cerealis tend to have a much thinner and more hook-shaped prosternal process, which is that little appendage right at the bottom of where the neck would be. They also tend to be smaller and more compact in appearance than Americana, with the males tending to have much larger eyes and a more slanted looking face, though this difference does not work in females, as far as I can tell. Schistocerca cerealis cubense also tends to have more black on the inside of the hind femora. On most normal Americana, at least, that black is only restricted to a tiny little stripe on the top of the femur, whereas in most cerealis, it extends almost halfway down the inside of the femur. I have not confirmed any of these differences for sure yet, but I do know that the nymphs are extremely easy to tell apart, and research has been conducted on them. But as for now, I'll definitely keep you guys updated on this ongoing research.